What test can you do in order to figure out if you have SIBO? Stay tuned. We're going to talk about the 3-hour breath test that you can do to find out if you have SIBO. Welcome to Gut Freedom, where we find your gut problem, fix it so you can live your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Godo, and today we're going to talk about what kind of test can I do to find out, do I even have SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth? Too much bacteria in the small intestine when it should really be in the colon, in the large intestine. All right, so what is kind of the best test that we have currently to figure out, like, do I have SIBO and how severe is it? And if I have it, how can I monitor why I'm treating it? Is it getting better besides my own symptoms? Well, okay, right now, kind of the gold standard we're using for us clinicians is the 3-hour lactulose breath test. Yes, 3-hour lactulose breath test. Now, what does this test? There is one lab currently that is testing for 3 gases. Why gases? Because your bacteria give off gases. And when we find out which one of these gases the bacteria is giving off, we know better how to prescribe treatments. All right, so let's talk about a little bit of language at the moment. All right, what I said was a 3-hour lactulose test. Do you see the difference here? Lactulose, not lactose. Lactose intolerance, lactose in dairy. No. 3-hour lactulose breath test. So you don't have to worry. There is not lactose in this test. It is lactulose, completely different. Okay, just want to clarify that. And part 2 is, it is a 3-hour test, not 2. Why 3? Okay. Think of it this way. You take your lactulose, and it's traveling through the small intestine, and eventually it gets to the large intestine, right? Well, if you do a 2-hour test, you can miss the bump when it hits the large intestine, and your gases should go up a lot higher. Why? Because you should have a lot more bacteria in your colon, right? In your large intestine. So we want to do a 3-hour test so we can see the transition when it goes from small intestine to large intestine. It spikes up significantly. We need that in order to differentiate a couple of the gases. Really, it's hydrogen sulfide, but just know that we need a 3-hour, not a 2-hour test. And why do I even say this? Because sometimes practitioners, when they order things for you, they are not sure and they order different things. Well, here's another thing you need to know. We are doing a 3-hour lactulose test, not glucose test. No. It's lactulose and not glucose. Why are we not doing glucose? Well, if you do glucose, it only checks the first about 2 feet of your small intestine. You have like 20 feet. So what about the rest of it? Lactulose gives us a better representation of what's happening throughout the small intestine and into the large. So if you're just doing glucose, you're missing a whole bunch of information. Why even talk about this? Well, lactulose is a prescription. So many times, practitioners that don't have prescription rights write these tests for glucose, and it doesn't give you enough information. It's an okay test, but you're really missing the boat. We want the best test for the best information for the best price for us. Like, I want the best test for me. So I'm going to do a lactulose 3-hour test. So yes, right now we need a doctor who has prescribing rights to write this test for us. So we'll talk about that later too, but I just want you to know it's lactulose, not glucose. And it's not lactose, it's not a dairy product. And it's a 3-hour test and not 2, because we're gonna make sure we see when it jumps into the colon, the 3-hour mark, okay? All right, what are the gases it's testing for? Hydrogen, methane, and hydrogen sulfide. 2020, we finally have a laboratory that can test 3 gases. So there's a lot of labs right now that can do 2, but right now we have one laboratory that can do all 3 gases. Why do we even care if it's 2 or 3 gases? Because the treatment for hydrogen, the treatment for methane, and the treatment for hydrogen sulfide, they're all different. They're not all the same. So why wouldn't you want to have the best information, the most concise, the most precise treatment for you in order to get rid of the bugs that are causing these gases? That's what you want, right? Of course, we want the test that has all three gases. All right, let me describe the gases a little. So you get this test done, it goes back, your practitioner has the results, and you go and you're like, oh, my number was 100. Oh my gosh, it was 100. Here is something I want to put in your expectations. All right. Your gases come out, whatever it could be, say it's hydrogen, one of the three gases. Hydrogen, the top one, came out 100. You did a round of treatment, and it only came back down to 70. Yes, it always doesn't go down. It doesn't really solve it in one treatment. So we have to take this out of our minds. Just take it out. Just pull it out now. One treatment generally never gets rid of SIBO. It just typically doesn't happen. Usually you have to do multiple rounds. Why? Because the gases go from 100. Then they may drop to 70, then 40, then 10. Okay, now if your symptoms, you have a 100 score, you do one treatment, and it drops to 70, you're like, I feel perfect, I'm good. Okay, well, fine, okay, go, la, 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 have a good time. But that is not the norm. The norm is multiple treatment rounds. That's why I put this TX1, TX2, TX3. It's like usually you have to do multiple treatments to get the gases to go down, and then you feel much, much, much better. Hey, but sometimes you can get to 40 and you feel perfect. Okay, great. But just know that when you see these gas scores, typically it's going to take multiple rounds to get you lower. It's okay. It's part of the SIBO treatment. This is just what it is. Well, I have a cool surprise for you right now. So, ready? Here is the box from the lab that does the three gases: hydrogen, methane, hydrogen sulfide. 1, 2, 3 gases. All right, let's open this bad boy. So, all right. What comes in it? Well, documentation. Trio Smart, this is the lab, okay, that does the 3 trio gases. All right. And you get the instructions, of course, thank God. What's in the kit? And your requisition with your info. And prescription for your lactulose. Why? Because lactulose requires a prescription from a medical doctor at this point. So you need to have a medical doctor prescribe the lactulose. You go pick it up at a pharmacy, you bring it back, and what you do is you'll take a breath test. There is a little container. Okay. So there's a little baggie. This little, can you see this? Yeah, it's like the tube you blow into. Here's the end right here. This you blow into. You attach it here at the red point. You blow into the tube, fills up the bag, 1 breath sample. Drink solution. This is all in the instructions. Don't memorize the stuff, okay? But you're filling these bags full of your hot air. Ha ha ha. And worth discovering what one of the 3 gases you may have. And there are multiple bags in here. Throw them in your biohazard bag. And shipping included. Okay, great. So we are putting all that in, we're shipping it off, and we'll get our results back. Great. Now we know how high are my gases, what gas or gases do I have, and what specific treatment do I need. This is fantastic. So what do you need to do? All right, I will put a link below to the laboratory. Why? Because for TrioSmart, you can send them a message and say, what doctors in my area, my zip code, my general vicinity, who in the heck are doing these tests so I can get the prescription for my 3-hour lactulose test, okay? So I will put a link below to the lab so you know where to click on and send them a message and say, hey, look, just send me to a doc. I need someone who can order this test for me, or who's doing a lot of tests in my area. And from there, you can figure out what you have. Do I even have SIBO? Because right now, it's kind of the best test we have. And how simple is it? It's your hot air. It can't get much more simple than that, right? It's not like a tube's going up your butt or tubes going down your throat. No, this is hot air done at home. So I hope this helps today. This is what we're talking about for diagnosing the best we can right now if you have SIBO. All right, please click subscribe and let me know in any comments below. Do you have questions? What other things do you need me to talk about to help you out? And in the next ones, we'll go over, well, what if my results are high? What do I do? What kind of treatments are available? antibiotics, herbal antibiotics, elemental diet. Oh my God, that's all like foreign. What did you just say? We will cover it soon. Don't worry. Just first, we need to know if you even have it. Why would you treat something if you don't even know you have it? You might be wasting your time, your money, screw up your gut. We just need to start somewhere. And this is the best place to start right now. It's the Trio Smart 3-hour lactulose breath test. All right. I'll see you soon, everyone. I hope this helps. Take care.